Doncaster, in the heart of northern England, has benefited from levelling up funds under the previous Tory government. With Labour's budget on the horizon, will those commitments be honoured, or is the future of Doncaster's High Street in jeopardy? Welcome to Boarded Up Britain Series 2. Why Series 2 and why now? What's changed? Well, as predicted at the end of the first series, Rishi Sunak and the Tories are no longer in number 10. We have a new leader, Sir Keir Starmer, and we have a new government, Labour. Let's see what they are going to do to change the state of retail decline here in Britain.
In episode 1, we're going to take a look at Doncaster. Doncaster was one of the 55 towns and cities across the UK who were deemed to be that poor that they were given a £20 million High Street Regeneration Fund by the Tories. And what impressed me the most is public knowledge what these guys are going to do with that money. Their plans look very impressive. So I'm here today to have a look at what Doncaster is doing with some of that money. I'm only just arrived in Doncaster. We've got a massive unit that's empty there. We've got a massive unit that's empty here. There's two empty units here, and across the road there's two historic buildings that are boarded up and been shut for a very long time. I can see why this place was deemed to have a failing high street. Crossing over the road, we have another massive boarded up unit. Spoken to one local resident and he warned us straight away, so you don't want to come to this town. He says it's absolutely full of druggies. That's a bit of a sad opinion from the locals. I mean, from what I can see so far, it must have a very vibrant night theme, because there's lots of bars, and while they're not open in the daytime, but at night time this place is rammed. This is a really cool looking bit of signage. It's all about Doncaster's sound memories. You know, David Bowie played here once. We've had the Ramones, Kylie Minogue, even the Beatles have all played at Doncaster at some point in their history. And this board remembers all that. That's a really nice touch. I mean, okay, we've seen a few boarded up shops, but look, there's an independent shop here that's still trading on a high street. Ringo Retro, and it looks really cool. They're managing to survive. Come and visit them. There's a lot of bars that are still open in Doncaster. There's many that are shut, smashed up windows, boarded up fronts, and that's opposite boarded up shops across the road. What a shame. I'm seeing more of in all our towns and cities are having normal shops turn into charity shops, which benefit from that 80% reduction in business rates. I wonder, under Labour, will we get further reductions? Not been walking long, and spin you around. We've got a market over here. Let's go and check that out, see what it's all about. Okay, lots of outdoor stalls. Not sure how often this market runs. How often does this market run, mate? You know, just ask one of the stall holders, and this market runs every Tuesday, Friday and Saturday. And there's quite a lot of stalls here. It's doing really well. All these suitcases here, handbags here, purses. Good selection of stuff. And a local resident also informed me that whilst this market's only a quarter of the size it used to be, there's an indoor bit as well. It's got fishmongers, butchers. Let's go and check that out. Wow. Well, if you need any reasons to visit Doncaster city centre, this market would definitely be one of them. Lots of fresh stalls, lots of great produce to be found here. This place is thriving. Well done, Doncaster. Pendant shoe healer and key cutter. That's really nice to see. New place here to let and kicking off on the road. Another vacant place here. And how long it's been empty for? Another place available for rent. I've set up a few floors, going to cost a bit. And I've seen some good names up here on this shopping centre. Let's go and see if we can film inside. Follow me.
Weirdo. Mum will meet that.
Sadly, a lot of these stores are closed, like that one there. There, the left down there, the left there.
We're looking for where?
Just checking out the old shopping centres and stuff. Not much about.
Well, that's great.
Really? This shop's open there?
Yeah, there's nothing up that way now.
Right, okay.
Well, there's this tornado, through all down there. Oh, and Fresh Gate makes sense.
Thank you. I will say there's more than a fair share of unsavoury characters around, and one of the things Labour campaigned on was to put 13,000 extra police officers on city and town centre streets, making them feel safer. They haven't done that yet. They also campaigned to say they were going to lower business rates and increase taxes on online stores like Amazon. They haven't done that either. Come on, Labour. Okay, we've got a place pulling up there, we've got a place for sale here. Massive unit here to let us know that fire that's gone out. Imagine by the look of it, even the Rich Heart Foundation can't survive in Doncaster. And one thing Doncaster was keen to spend its retail development fund on was preserving its heritage. And look at this lovely monument we have here to the mines. That's incredible. And opposite that great statue, I'm just seeing a shopping centre. Let's see how many shops are open in there. I might get kicked out. Units a lot over here. Units a lot here. A fantastic independent toy and gadget shop there, which looks really good, but sadly, opposite another units a let across the way. Things are pretty positive here in Doncaster. I'm in this shopping centre, and I'd say it's got over 90% occupancy rate at the moment from what I've seen. That's pretty good. Oh, spoke too soon. There's one here, sadly to let. So behind me it looks like there's a whole wing of the shopping centre that's had to close, and they've moved all the shops into here to make it look busier, but there's massive units that are vacant over there. So I said 90% before, I'm going more for 70% now. I've not been upstairs yet. Stay tuned for that. Behind me is another massive unit which stretches the whole way down this precinct. To let. Well, what I like is all these art projects on the walls to make it interesting to walk past, and a lot of the empty shops have. So well done, Doncaster, on that. Wow burgers. Sadly these guys aren't wearing anybody anymore. This unit's to let. One here to let. This Frenchgate shopping centre is actually vast, set over 2 floors with, I'd say, over 60% occupancy. It's well worth coming to Doncaster for. Another big unit to that. Check out some details and we'll try and find out how much this unit is going for. I've got to admit that Frenchgate shopping centre was pretty decent. Definitely worth a trip to Doncaster. And just look at these lovely streets. We've got trees growing in the middle of them. Not many city centres can have green spaces like that. This is St. Sepulchre, though I'm saying that correctly. They benefited in 2019 from an early amount of levelling up money. It landscapes and pedestrianised with its clear markings. What a great job, what a great use of levelling up money. Given that Doncaster has 3 retail parks, I'm impressed with how many people are in the city centre and how many shops are actually open. And there's music playing everywhere. It's a really nice feeling to come and visit Doncaster city centre. And this impressive building behind me is Doncaster Minster, and it's actually built on the site of a Roman fort. And maybe this is one of the reasons that in 2022 Doncaster changed its status from town to city. And this fantastic looking building behind me is the Wool Market, and it reopened in 2019 after a £3 million levelling up grant. And it's a fantastic place and space. Sadly it's closed today, so we can't get to look inside. But come to Doncaster and check this out when it's open. This Wool Market is home to many festivals, including the Armed Forces Day and various food festivals throughout the year. So this is a car park in the middle of Doncaster city centre, and it costs £1.50 an hour to park here, £3 for 2 hours, £3.50 for 3 hours, or £5 for a max stay of 4 hours. And you have to compare that to parking at retail parks, which have all the conveniences and free parking. Lots of nail bars on the wall. Can I show them? This massive unit behind me used to be a speedy cash place, like a cash converters if you will, and it's been closed since 2015. That's over 9 years. This has been now stood empty like this. Back in October 2023, Michael Gove introduced a Levelling Up and Regeneration Act, which gives local authorities the power to force landlords that have buildings that have been shut for over 12 months to 24 months, to force them to do auctions to get tenants in, or give those councils compulsory purchase powers to buy up these properties. Now, I haven't seen that done yet. If you know, if your local authority has done something like that, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm interested to see this at work, this new Levelling Up Regeneration Act. And behind me is Megabet. Sadly it closed in June, and this massive retail space is very unlikely to get filled anytime soon. And this Georgian listed building behind me used to be a tea room back in 2018, but it's been closed ever since. Why isn't Doncaster Council using the Levelling Up and Regeneration Act to force this landlord to get some tenants in? Some of the levelling up funds that Mayor Ros Jones managed to get for the town include a £24.6 million Masterplan that back in 2019 renovated this entire train station, which gives people a great first impression of what Doncaster's like. All this area was pedestrianised, and you can see here there's lots of interesting art displays to get your attention and give you a wonderful first impression of Doncaster. Well done. So in series 1 we focused on how many shops were closing and how retail was dying across our nation. In series 2 I'm more concerned with going to places that are coming out the other side, and Doncaster is spending their levelling up money very wisely, and I hope they continue to get it under Labour. We won't know until the budget at the end of next week whether Labour will honour the High Street Regeneration Fund put in place by the Tories last October. I really hope they do, because Doncaster's making some incredible improvements here. There's so much history here in Doncaster. Behind me is the Roman fort that from AD 71 to 410 was situated just here. These are the remains. Amazing. This massive brownfield unit behind me, which used to be the canal depot, is going to be turned into luxury apartments. So some positive success there. This brownfield site behind me is the largest in the country, with 100 acres of land waiting to be redeveloped, and this is where the High Street Regeneration Fund is going to be spent. They want to make this all green space initially, but then they're hoping to build the site of a new hospital here with further funding from the government. I hope when this brownfield site is demolished to give the urban street artists somewhere else to do their graffiti art, because there's some very talented artists here in Doncaster. Labour Mayor Ros Jones is in her 3rd term now, and under her she's managed to secure so much funding for Doncaster. But not only has she secured great funding that has done wonders for this town, now city, she's had a fantastic vision going forward and all the way along, and it would take my town 10 years with a mayor like her to catch up to Doncaster. That's how far behind the rest of us are. So it's been very impressive seeing Doncaster today, and it's very impressive seeing what potential there is with that levelling up fund if it carries on. But sadly, and here's the caveat, we won't know until the 30th of October with the Labour budget whether the High Street Regeneration Fund or any kind of levelling up fund will be honoured. At that time, all work could be halted, and that'd be a very sad case for Doncaster and a very sad case for the other 54 towns and cities that desperately need the help. But well done, Doncaster. It's been an eye-opener, and we can see what can be done.